Buckle up, legends, because today we're cruising into a truly bewildering corner of Australian car culture, the realm of questionable car mods. We're talking about those automotive upgrades that make you scratch your head, squint your eyes, and then maybe call an optometrist because surely you're seeing things. Now, just like there are some folks that try to commit crimes and spectacularly fail, there are others who try to enhance their ride and achieve an equally spectacular level of, well, ugliness. And it's not about horsepower here, or breaking laws, though some of these probably do. It's about breaking all known rules of taste, logic, and sometimes even physics. Most of these modders, bless their ambitious hearts, forget the aesthetic appeal part, or the road legal part, or even the does this make my car look like a clown part. So in today's video, we're shining a spotlight on some of Australia's most mind-boggling, consider this a public service announcement, a guide on what not to do when the great idea you saw on a dodgy online forum starts whispering sweet, terrible nothings into your ears. Anyway, that's enough waffle for now, let's take a look. First up, we're tackling a classic that plagues car scenes worldwide, but seems to find a special home here in Australia. The ridiculous oversized spoiler. You see it everywhere, from tiny Barinas to family sedans. A massive wing perched on a boot lid, often looking like it belongs on a fighter jet, not a daily commuter. Now, in the world of motorsports, a spoiler helps with downforce, keeps the car glued to the track. But on Brenda's 1998 Mazda 323, which barely hits 60 km per hour, up a slight incline, it's doing precisely nothing, except perhaps collecting dust, acting as a handy picnic table, or sending the message, I wish my car was fast. Our hero here, let's call him Wing Commander, probably spent a week's wages on fiberglass monstrosity convinces it adds at least 50 horsepower. The best part is, when they're not even installed properly, you see them rattling, wobbling, sometimes even a bit crooked. It's less performance enhancement and more tacked on afterthought. And let's be honest, there's only one thing the spoiler is generating, is laughter from everyone stuck behind them in traffic. What a send, straight to the what were they thinking Hall of Fame. Next, we move to a modification that truly believes louder equals the exhaust system that sounds like a fighter jet taking off in your living room, or like it could have swallowed a small child whole. This isn't about a nice, throaty rumble. This is about waking the dead, annoying the neighbours, and attracting every single police officer within a 5-kilometre radius. Our next genius, Captain Loudmouth, has clearly decided that subtlety is for cowards. He's probably slapped on the system that designed for a V8 drag car onto his 4-cylinder Eco, or added so many tips his rear bumper looked like a pipe organ. The goal? To sound tough. The reality? It sounds like 1,000 angry hornets trapped in a garbage disposal. These exhausts often hang low enough to scrape on a speed bump, are so wide they melt the bumper plastic, or are plain ugly. And let's not forget the straight pipe enthusiast who achieve maximum noise, zero performance gain, and a very rapid induction to defect notice. It's less performance upgrades and more auditory assault, a testament to the belief that if it's not loud, it must not be good. No mate, sometimes it's just loud and annoying. Now, for something truly special in the world of questionable taste, the eBay Special Body Kit. You know the one, bought online for a suspiciously low price, usually made of questionable plastic, and seemingly designed for a completely different car. Our next artistic visionary, Plastic Fantastic, clearly saw a picture of a sleek, expensive sports car and thought, I can have that for $200 and a tube of Selly's liquid nails. What arrives is usually a flimsy, unpainted plastic shell that looks like it's been wrapped by a blowtorch. The installation, often done with self-tapping screws and a prayer, leaving gaps big enough to lose a small cat in. These kits often include vents that go nowhere, scoops that scoop nothing, and skirts that scrape on literally everything. You see them flapping in the wind on the freeway, or worse, half ripped off a run-in with a curb. It's less customized ride and more automotive Frankenstein monster. And the best part is the look of intense pride of the owner's face, as if they've just unveiled a masterpiece, not a car held together by zip ties and broken dreams. Moving inside, because apparently the bad decisions aren't confined to the exterior. We're venturing into a highly personal and often deeply regrettable space of the interior modifications. This is where comfort and common sense, and sometimes even safety, go to die. Our next interior designer, Velvet Thunder, probably thought his car cabin was too normal, so he decided to inject some personality. This could mean anything from dashboard covered in fake fur, perfect for allergy sufferers, to a steering wheel that looks like it belongs on a PlayStation. Then there's the sticker brigade, who seem to believe every square inch of plastic must be slapped with a sticker, preferably one that's peeling at the edges. And let's not forget the aftermarket seats that wobble more than a jellyfish, or a gear knob shaped like a skull that's impossible to grip. It's less personal touch and more sensory overload. Driving one of these cars must be like piloting a funhouse ride, especially at night when every single LED light strip is blazing. You've got to wonder if they're actually like sitting in there, or if it's like a tragic cry for help. Finally, we've come to the category that brings all of our previous points together, the DIY disaster. This is where ambition meets a complete lack of skills, tools, or foresight, often guided by a highly questionable YouTube tutorial or advice from a mate down at the pub. Our final automotive engineer, Dr. Bodgy, decided to bypass professional help entirely and tackle a major modification by himself. Maybe it was the custom intake, a wiring loom upgrade, or just trying to spray paint his entire car matte black in the driveway without masking anything off. He's got his mates watching, probably a few cold ones scattered around, and a highly suspicious YouTube video paused on a cracked phone screen. He tightens a bolt here, snips a questionable wire there, probably ignores about 90% of the actual instructions, and then here's the moment of truth. He turns the key. Instead of a symphony of raw, tuned power, he's greeted by a terrifying sound of clunks, bangs, and possibly a shower of sparks. Or worse, the whole thing just goes pop and dies into a spectacular, undeniably expensive death, right there in the driveway. The only thing he's managed to tune was a sudden awkward silence that followed, only broken by his mates desperately trying not to burst out into laughter. It's less mechanics at work and more comedy of errors. So there you have it, folks. A curated collection of some of Australia's most questionable car mods and accessories, proving once again that a good idea in your head doesn't always translate to a good idea on your car. Whether it's aerodynamics package designed for a different dimension, an exhaust system built for an aircraft carrier, or an interior that looks like a fabric explosion, these legends truly redefine what it means to personalize a vehicle. Remember, just because you can do something on your car doesn't mean you should. And on that note, it's time to park this video. If you got a chuckle out of watching these absolute crackers, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us about the dumbest car mod you've ever seen. And share this video to anyone who thinks their car is cooler or less visually offensive than it actually is. I'll see you legends in the next one.